What's good, my guys? Welcome to United's Fun and Fuckeries. Guys, it's Manchester Derby Day. First and foremost, can I just say thank you so much for getting me to 50 subscribers. I do believe I'm 52. So I'm gassed right now, man. I appreciate you guys so much. As you know, man, big Man United fan, and I just love to share my passionate, what I feel is knowledge, and and run with it that way. So yeah, man, thank you to you guys, man. You've been so loyal, so helpful, and your comments are absolutely incredible. I will get in the comments shortly, but thank you for joining me on this stream. I did do this stream because last time, I think it was Boogie Vibes, big up Boogie Vibes, asked me about doing a tactical awareness kind of thing for the team. So today I thought, you know what? It's Manchester Derby. I thought we're going to go through multiple formations that Ollie's played, whether he's played it once, 10,000 times, whatever. We're going to go through them. Based on our squad, we're going to try and put the squad around each formation and really try and find out what is United's current best formation and players to suit that formation. So stick with it, guys. It's going to be a good one. I do want your involvement in the comments, so let's obviously get your opinion in. If you think I'm chatting a load of flipperies, you know what I mean? I could say fuckeries, yeah. If you think I'm chatting a load of fuckeries, then, you know what I mean? Let me know, man. I don't take things personal like that. And if you think I'm chatting a lot of fun, hit it, man. But before we get going, like, share, and subscribe this video. I am doing a watch-along later for Manchester City. I hope you like my thumbnail for Manchester City. To be fair, I feel like I need to show you the thumbnail. You know what? I'm going to show you the thumbnail, yeah, because as you know, I create my own thumbnails. I do create my own thumbnails, and it does take a little bit of time and a bit of thought. But with it being City, do you know what I mean? Like, as you've seen the previous teams, I put a bit of respect on them. So I'm just gonna show you a little quick preview of what you can expect later. Let me just upload it to the background, and then I'm gonna get into the comments. Okay, I feel like the background's done. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Perfection. Let me know if you like the thumbnail. Earl City, relevant since 2008. Big up Manchester City. Your dead team, waste team. Come out to the life. You're not that big a club. Hush your gums. But that is a different stream that we will be running later on. So hopefully the thumbnail gives us some love. Let me get into the comments, and I can see 12 comments already from the lovely locals, my loyal United fans who support the ting. Hashtag support the ting, man. And give me a like and subscribe. We're on 52 subscribers. Thank you so much. First comments, even before I even got started, it was clear. Says, hey everyone, did Ollie use 4-1-2-3 or 4-3-3 during his interim days? Let him know, man. Get involved in that conversation. Man like Hassan786 says, yo, my guy Hassan, big up yourself, my G. And just to follow up from your question, I am very, very well. I'm nervous because obviously a big game today, but I am nervous, man. Man says Liverpool losing. Listen, today's a big day, you know. Liverpool losing. It is what it is. But right now, obviously, we're gonna get into some formations. Just a few more. Man like Ankit, let's go, people. Very well, Fleck. Nice to see you again, brother. Just saw the thumbnail. Yeah, man. Listen, I don't ramp with the thumbnail, you know. I don't ramp with the foot. Yeah, Oil Money FC, man. That's it. Let them know, bro. Let Man City know who they are. Like, it's light work. It's light work. It is what it is. But let's get into the formation now. Before I do start, guys, I do want you to know that I'm using a new laptop, but it hasn't got that much memory. I had it brand new from my pops. Big up Big Papa Fox. If you know who Big Papa Fox is, you'll see him on my Instagram. He's my dad. Trust me, the guy's a legend, man. So Big Papa Fox brought me this for my birthday. However, the memory is a little bit slow, so I need to do some adjustments to it. But I'm hoping, because I've got no one else on the stream, we should be able to run through the formations nice and easy. So I'm going to start first and foremost with Ollie's current formation, okay? I want you to just kind of get involved in terms of what you think our best team is and system is around this. I'm going to obviously put my team name out there, give you my reasons as to why, and then we're going to go from there. So this is a formation based on the best players. Now, if it says player, you'll see it says player 11 and all of that kind of stuff there in a second. I'm just going to type the names in because obviously you guys may have a difference or preference. So let me know in the comments if you prefer one player or another based on the reasons that I give. So let's get into this, man. Let me share my screen so you guys can see. I've minimized myself. You've got the main screen right here. Let me know if you guys can see that quite well. First and foremost, this is not the formation. I'm just going to move these players around just a little. It's moving quite fast. Big up the computer. Love the speed. So as you know, we play a 4-2-3. I like this. It's quite neat, actually. Fair play. 4-2-3-1. Now, I'm going on our best team. Best team. It is controversial when it comes to the goalkeeper. You can change it. But for this formation and this formation alone, based on what Ollie does, I'm going to go with Dean Henderson. Not because I don't rate De Gea. De Gea will make most of my formations. But for this formation, based on what I've seen so far, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lacks a commanding kind of spine from the centre-backs to the goalkeeper and even in the CDM positions. So come for crosses and stuff like that, the centre-backs have always been shown up. He doesn't mind coming out for the ball in dangerous areas, which is where most of our centre-backs kind of mess up and kind of, you know, give the other team an opportunity. So having Dean Henderson there, coming for balls confidently, will give those centre-backs confidence no matter what pairing it is. And that just make sure you make a note that no matter what pairing it is. Now, for me, I'm not going to argue. I'll be honest, I'm not Maguire's biggest fan, as you guys know. However, I am going to put him into this team for the simple reason is that I haven't seen Bailly and Twanzebe, and I'm trying to keep it as realistic as possible. Okay, I will get in the comments in a second. So let me just shout out to Eric Bailly. Oh, wow. King Eric, King of Wakanda, and Maguire. Doesn't really matter which way they go around. Why haven't I got caps on? Great start. Oh, wow. Right, let's try again. Bang. Hold that. Maguire's in capital letters because he's the captain, just so you know. I'm not doing it for some lazy. Again, right back has to be AWB. You're pretty much going to see AWB most times. Luke Shaw, of course. He's going to be in everyone's team, I'm assuming. Right. Consistently this season, it's been, unfortunately, Fred and McTominay. However, based on a full fit squad, this is what I'm going to go with. You may hate me, you may not. Okay, this is my formation. This is my formation. What I would play based on what I've seen this season, and also based on players' attributes. You're going to ask certain questions. Make sure you get involved in the comments. Left wing, I was going to go. Who did I go left wing with? That was it. Some people are going to hate me, man. Really going to hate me. Bruno. If you saw Bruno's interview as well, guys, let me know, man, what you thought about it. I thought it was flipping dope. Absolutely sick. The passion my man come with and the honesty. That's my captain, man. Let me know. I don't know about you guys. Let me know. Just on my phone here, so let me just scroll through some of the comments. Carl Lewis done a big one. Big up to yourself. It doesn't matter who starts in our front three in any position. The biggest battle is whether Bruno can beat Fernandinho. If he can, we'll catch them on the counter. If we can't, we have no chance of scoring. I agree with that, brother. And I feel I've started with this formation because I feel this is why my man's actually going to go with this team. Now, this is my team based on realism and what we have if everyone was fit. This is just me personally. If everyone's fit, peak of the game, this is the formation I'm playing. So, as you can see, I've got a 4-2-3-1 right there. Let me know what you think about this formation first and foremost. I'll get into the comments and we'll come back to the stream. Let me know what you think of that formation at the moment. And I'm going to give you my reasons as to why. Okay, reason I say no chance is because even if the wingers are playing well, Fernandinho helps to double up on the wingers. Feel the same, Kyle. Fred Defo's starting, Jonathan. Cavani's not fit as well. Yeah, I understand this. I'm doing a tactic session. So basically, we're trying to find out what is Ollie's best formation and best players to suit that formation. So it's not really realism to the lineup. We will get to the end of the lineup by the end of the show because I'm hoping that we can run past half past 3, which will get to the actual lineup, and I will put that out on there so you guys can go and give it a little screenshot and share it out there for me. That'll be perfect. So I'm going to get into it nice and quick because we've got a few formations to go around. So Dean Henderson, I've explained my reason for Dean Henderson. Commanding, demanding, and with a Maguire at the back there who's got a mistake in him, and Bailly, you always want to make sure your goalkeeper's sure in terms of rushing out and coming for the ball. I do think his kicking is a little bit suspect. The distribution, that is an area he can facilitate. However, I've seen him actually being really calm on the ball when he's got the ball at his feet and make nice, decent passes into these areas here. So Dean Henderson, for me, in this formation, will definitely start for me. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, of course, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, we've all known that he's been struggling to do this plenty of times going forward. Yes, has he got better? 100%. Is it good enough still? It's still questionable. AWB making this run over here, for me, is quite suspect. So what I've always preferred with Maguire, based on this, with Bissaka, is that Bissaka kind of just holds around this area, if he can. If he can't, no problem. But I don't mind Bissaka just being in this area, collecting up the ball on defense for retraction, and a Diallo, who we know, on his best days, can take on any player. Like, he's got the confidence to go forward, and not only that, he's also creative. Now, I think it was a guy on Twitter who said he actually appreciates this, but Van de Beek, a lot of people are 100% not really confident of using him. I know a lot of people are. Now, in this formation, Van de Beek, let me just identify this. Van de Beek is not playing in his right position right now. Okay, Van de Beek is an 8. So when we play a little 4-3-3 later, that's something similar to what I will go with me without Pogba there. However, as it stands right now, Van de Beek, in terms of his positional sense, his awareness, his ability to be in the right position and read the game super quick, so that when the ball does come to his feet or when there are good spaces to find up, he is able to find those spaces in the short space of time. So let's, for example, say Maguire loves the ball carry, he's got the ball at his feet. We know Van de Beek is going to find an option. And we know when he gets it at his feet, he's definitely going to be able to link up play here. Just going to crowd Van de Beek with a few plays he can link up with. So here you've got Bruno, a Diallo, and a Pogba who are all good at playing football with a high IQ. Okay, so he knows one-touch passing here would be perfect for the players that we have up front. Ultimately, Van de Beek being there, although he's not defensively minded or defensively sound, I don't feel he would need to cover for someone like Bailly and Maguire, in my opinion. So that means when Van de Beek gets the ball in this position in difficult areas with his back towards goal, he's more or less going to make the right decision in terms of his passing and his distribution. So ultimately, there is no pressure when we've got the ball. I 100% see it. There's no pressure when we've got the ball. Okay? When we've got the ball, I would like to see this. Luke Shaw, as we know, bombs on. I'd love Martial to be a left forward. Okay? We've seen Luke Shaw been incredible at this moment in time. Diallo. Now, Diallo, I'm going to have a little bit wider for the simple reason that Van de Beek's going to fill his natural position, find his spaces within the lines and breaking it up. Okay? Pogba, as we know, sitting just on the halfway line because his creativity from that area is second to none. There's not many people out there that could do it. So I'm going to bring Maguire, as we know he likes to be on the left. Bailly is a quick centre-back for recovery and is calm on the ball. AWB, just man doing here to cover anything here. Now, we know AWB is probably the best one-on-one defensive player. We know that 100%. Guys, we'll get in the comments in a second. We know he's incredible one-on-one, right? So with that being said, with that in mind, I've got no stress that if a ball gets played over the top, either way, Bailly is covering either angle. If Bailly is to go there, Bissaka makes the run here to cover the centre if a ball is going to get crossed or anything else. We know his interception rate is incredible. We also know we can trust his one-on-one tackling. So here, we've got cover for this donkey, aka Captain Maguire, okay? That will relieve a lot of pressure here. Sure, we know, 100% we know, and we've seen Rashford in this hole. Shaw's made plenty of runs on, beyond, and when we're having to defend, he gets back before Rashford. We've seen it 24/7. So on defense, ultimately, we can win the ball back quicker and distribute it, keeping the same shape. Now, would this team work against a low block? In my opinion, based on the individuals that we have, yes, because you have a creative player here whose first thought is to create space for others and pass quickly within the lines. Diallo, another creative. All the confidence in the world to take one-on-one, but at the same time, link-up play, perfect. Would Cavani, ultimately, would Cavani benefit from having these players around him? Of course. We've seen Cavani making every run possible in games. He'll probably make about 8 runs, and no one's going to find him, and he'll make that one run, and someone will find him. Okay, so with this in mind, you've got a lot more balance. You've got hard workers, people with imbalance, and Martial, of course, we all know is great one-on-one. Ultimately, technically our best dribbler, most successful dribbler. But if you watch Martial when he plays the game, consistently he's always linking up play. If a bad pass comes into him, he's holding it up. Perfect. 1-2 runs. Bruno then gets the freedom to go wherever he wants because around him the ball is moving. So Van der Beek and Bruno will be in perfect positions with Pogba. So obviously we know where Bruno likes to come out onto the left or the right. Van der Beek in that little hole gives license for Pogba to control this area, to ping balls over there, to switch to play quite quickly and have the quick footwork to get past 1 or 2 players. So ultimately, you can see that the 4-2-3-1 when we're going forward has a little bit more balance. Put Maguire back in that hole. Why do I buy is over there? Sorry. There we are. So we can see that we've got a little bit more balance within our team structure going forward. There's creativity, there's time, there's good weight of passes. So for me, that is our best formation going forward when it comes to a 4-2-3-1, which will give us balance. Now, the ultimate question before I get into the comments, do I believe that this team will be decent enough when fully fit against the likes of Manchester City or, a strong team that goes and attacks us? In my opinion, yes. I feel it'll be a little bit more open, but I feel we've got the individuals who can deal with individual situations, bar Maguire, in my opinion. If it was left to me, I'd honestly play Tuanzebe and Bailly, but that, so that's a different discussion. But as it stands at this moment in time, that formation, when we get the ball back on retention, I know we're going to keep it first and foremost. And if we can keep the ball, that means Manchester City and the likes of those types of teams are going to have to work hard to get the ball back. 1, it's going to be an interesting game. But 2, if you think about it, we're going to have more chances created and a more open game. If you play that kind of formation and that kind of game, ultimately what you're doing is saying, you know what? We can handle whatever gets thrown at us and we can give it a good go. I know most teams around there won't mind giving it a go. So before I move on to formation, let me know. I'm going to read the comments. Let me know what you think about that. There's quite a few of you guys here, so I apologize if I missed you out. I think it might have been 4-1-2-2 because you played. Okay, that was within relation to Ollie's interim job. This team is so unbalanced, way too attacking. Even if we keep the ball very well, eventually lose it once. I can't see any of them winning it back. Okay, so this is why I was trying to say. So it's a great point, by the way. I'll put that up. So this is my point. So if you look at the top teams at the moment, they have literally 2 competent centre backs and at least 1 wing back that is able to track back and do well. We know Luke Shaw has that in his ability. We saw it against Adama Traore when he tracked back and tackled Adama Traore. We also know Bissaka isn't the best going forward. So having 3 at the back who are competent individuals in one-on-one situations gives you the advantage that even though you are being pressed, if you are open to a counter-attack, ultimately you can still go for the ball. Now, in my opinion, I would say definitely it is attacking. However, what I've seen so far from Ollie has been too defensive, and it hasn't given us the best results, and it has made a lot of the fan base get peed off, including myself. So for me, this is why I feel this is a team that we at least should be trying against low block teams. 100%, without a doubt. Build the confidence, build it in there. If I was honest, as I said, Maguire would get subbed for Tuanzebe, because I know individually he's class. No one can say we didn't see what he did against Neymar on PSG. He can do that against anyone. If he can do it once, he can do it again. So ultimately, I feel that is a good team moving forward. Let me see this one. Nigel Marshall isn't better than Rash on the left anymore. He's built his body to be a 9. I'd rather put him as a 9 ahead of Cavani. You know what? I will be very, very honest with you, bro. That isn't even a bad shout because, as I said, if I know Marshall's going to be getting in those positions, 100% getting in those positions, with creative players around him, his link-up play, you're almost looking at like in the way Manchester City have, and it's a case of we can actually swap, like Gundogan will no longer be scoring as many goals because, De Bruyne's back. But when De Bruyne was gone, Gundogan could fill in that hole and position. We should be having a team, Man United should be having a team where no matter what player we switch out and switch in, we can still do the same job. And this is where a lot of people, a lot of fans are loving it, loving the idea of having a system that we can fall back on when our best players aren't available. So great comment there. I'm going to have a few more comments. This formation and team only works if the back four stay back and that front six do their thing. From Carl Lewis, I appreciate that, brother. I do disagree based on what I said before, but let me know in the comments why, man. I'm all open. I'm all ears for that. You're not sure on Ahmad? Yeah, neither am I. And I think this is what I'm trying. This is quite the difficult part. I don't believe personally Rashford makes a good creative winger. We haven't got many creative wingers. I know Greenwood ultimately has been playing there and has been playing better, but is that good enough based on his natural attributes and where we need him to be in the future? I don't think so. So Diallo, in my opinion, deserves as much game time and as much as much freedom to play as McTominay and Fred have been given. You know, let's be honest, McTominay's been great for 30% of the season so far, but been given all the chances in the world over certain players like Van der Beek, etc. Lindelof, Maguire, we know the situation with Eric Bailly. So at this stage, is this team really detrimental to try, ultimately, when we know we need creativity? If you look at that Crystal Palace game, there was no creativity whatsoever. Lack of play, could not hold on to the ball. Would you feel more confident if you've got players on the team who are, one, individually good enough, but two, all have a similar IQ to each other where they can hold the ball, progress the ball positively, and create more solid chances for our team? Luke Shaw getting forward. We know he's going to put a mad shift in going forward and back. If that defense ends up being quite strong with just a Bailly, AWB, Maguire sitting and a Pogba just in front, who's a big boy, let's be honest. Yes, he isn't great at tackling, but he's a big boy. If you've got that there and the team feels comfortable with what's going on, how they feel, the team are defending or winning the ball back quicker, a lot higher, good energetic players, keeping the ball for longer, you're actually enjoying the game. Players, in my opinion, once they get used to playing like that, ultimately you're going to look at it in a much more positive light and be like, you know what? I actually appreciate this. Now, if I was honest with transfers before I switch over formation, I will be honest. If Pogba goes, this is where I was saying, I would love a CDM person to come in because I feel this would be Ollie's formation. So if we can get a CDM for Pogba, if Pogba goes out, we buy a good CDM and we get a better centre-back, ultimately I'm then looking at a more potential team that could do well with this formation that Ollie keeps persisting with. I'm going to get a few more comments just quickly. Marshall and Shaw don't link up well for me. I agree with that 100%, but I think in a team that has a system, I feel they could do a little bit more better. I think it's based on individuals at the moment, so it's either they're making choices for themselves about what to do in that situation, or they just haven't had the time playing together. I think it can be done because I've seen Rashford many times just use Luke Shaw as a decoy and then cut in and try shoot. Whereas if they formed a better partnership, I think it could blossom. Jasmine, agree with you. Rash and Shaw have a good partnership, 100%. Just going through that one. A couple more. I would like to try it though. Carlos, I would like to try it though. I think Lindelof would do well in that team. Good passing range, 100%. Yeah, and as I say, guys, I think this team against teams like Newcastle, Crystal Palace, West Ham's at times, I think this team isn't a bad team to pick. If you think about keeping the ball long, I think we should be able to keep the ball longer against those teams that don't really press that high and make us work for it. I think this team would be perfect for that. So that's team number 1, 4-2-3-1. I'm going to leave this comment up here just whilst I change the formation. Right, so going to move on to a back 5, okay? It's completely different. We'll move on to a complete back 5. Now, this one is where I feel Maguire will be even more suited to playing. Okay, going to go straight into a back 5. I'm going to tell you why I would like Maguire to be there. So I'm going to put Twanzebe here. Now, this team, we all say it's very defensive, but if you work a five at the back system very well with certain individuals with the right energies in the on the wings, you can convert this team into an attacking team very, very quickly. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that can run. So I'm going to go a 5-2-3. Apologies, 5-3-2. That's what that'll do. That is ultimately what we've seen against PSG. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was against PSG that we saw this formation. and we absolutely bullied them, and then we ended up going into a 4-4-2 diamond, which was just incredible. We have got a diamond coming up, guys, so I'd love to see your names, because I know Fred's name's going to get thrown about and everything else. This is the beauty of Manchester United's team at the moment, I think. Massive beauty of it, because we've got so many players who could do so many things. So I'm going to get into this 5-3-2. Now, it's not my preferred formation. Let me just put that out there. I know a lot of people have been struggling with it. However, in midfield, bear with, sorry. Where is... I'm going to rock a... Now, I don't really rate Matic. I really don't, but there's a reason I'm putting him here. No, what am I chatting rubbish for? Not Matic, McTominay, sorry. Okay, perfect. Okay, now there's a reason I've put McTominay and Fred here. Now, I know before I was talking about ball-carrying midfielders. We don't really have it. However, the reason I've not really done that there is, one, Fred's energy in terms of winning the ball back will be a lot better, because he'll be a lot closer to the opposition. And by that, I mean, if we've got 5 at the back, we know we're sitting back on our line. So that means I expect at least 4, 5, 6 players over the halfway line in and around Fred's area, which is perfect because his energy is absolutely second to none. Now, McTominay could be swapped for Pogba. I personally will put Pogba there, but I'm just giving you an alternative based on Pogba not being here and this formation and a defensive setup. Ollie's use this defensively and try to counter with it. Okay, I'm going to bang Rashford on. Where's he at? Rashford. Wow, what's up with my spelling today? I really apologize for that, guys. Rashford. Man like Martial, for me, he's mainly undroppable, but this is where your guys' opinion comes in, because you may see something different. Martial, that's my guy, and Bruno in that hole. Okay, so on the attack, I'm always going to go on the attack first. United born and bred, we have to go look at the attack first, okay? So Luke Shaw, we know, incredible job here. Absolutely incredible job going forward. Going to get the ball, going to find in the right areas, passing. His passing range is second to none at this moment in time. Okay, AWB again. Is he perfect? I think this is where a formation where he's going to be weak when we're trying to go forward. And this, remember, we're trying to find out all his best formations. So if he was to set up every game, every team, this would be the formation he'd probably run, with the changes of different players based on your opinion and obviously my opinion. So AWB, I think this is going to be his weakest thing if we were to start him here all the time and him getting forward. However, he has progressed in making those crosses and final passes. Still makes me feel a little bit nervous. Like, I genuinely feel like, how do you put it? What's the best way to describe? Like, when I see him on the ball, I do feel like I start shaking like a shitting dog, I'll be honest. If you've seen a dog shit, like, that's me. When I see him on the ball, I'm like, I'm struggling, I'll be honest. That's just how it makes me feel. I can't change that. It's just how it makes me feel. But this formation, I think would be perfect. Now, Kyle Lewis, you've just said something perfect that I was gonna come on to. So I'm gonna leave that right there. Why can't James be our right wing back? He has all the attributes. Exactly that, bro. I'm literally gonna get onto that. So you beat me to it. So hold the door just for that one. But yes, I'm gonna start with these centre backs here. Okay. Now, Maguire in England, as we know, made his name in England. Got a lot of hype through England. What he did in England with his headers and everything else, and his defensive work. I've always said Maguire needs support and backing. If you look around him, he's got 4 players here. Okay. Now I can confidently say one of these players, ultimately McTominay, will get changed for Pogba. Okay, because I know Fred can cover up in midfield, and either side of Maguire, you have pace, absolute pace. And even if it wasn't Maguire, ultimately you could put Lindelof on one side, it could work. But because Maguire is quite a dominant beast in midair, as we know, and can command when he does his job well, Maguire, either side of him, has quick centre backs who can cover and get into position, a lot better than most of our centre backs as a compared unit. Now, Maguire, as we've seen, I don't know if you've watched, guys, but Maguire, if you look at his foul against Tottenham right early in the season, Maguire, for some reason, loves to just go into the CDM role and win headers. he loves to get tight to a man, and more time, if he gets turned, it's game over. If Maguire's good, if that's going to happen, let's go with a negative. If Maguire's going to get turned 80% of the time in this position, coming for it, look who he's got behind. Keeper that would definitely come out and sweep, as we've seen. But also, buying Twanzebe to cover up. And also, their natural attributes to bring calmness on the ball and distribute it quite evenly and comfortably would ensure that Maguire has the license to run into CDM and win the ball higher. Now, let's go on a 50-50 basis. If Maguire's 50% going to win that ball, if the ball's coming over the top, for headers, physicality, holding the player off, we also know he does like an interception from behind and wins it quite cleanly. He's good at reading the game. I know it sounds really alien for coming out of my mouth, but I have to big up Maguire for the areas he has got, okay? So Maguire loves to do that. In that little role there, I don't see an issue with that. We know he loves ball carrying, so if he wins it, can he make the pass? That can go down there or down there. So for me, he will get licensed to do that. If that happens, it would be maybe a little bit higher, depending on which side the ball's going. So it could be Luke Shaw's side on the left, and that would happen. Rashford would be a little bit further down. Marshall probably dropping the hole in the 9. And Bruno would be somewhere around this. This is if the ball has gone to the left-hand side. Okay, so Maguire's won it. Fred's just there. AWD potentially making that bomb on down there. If Maguire's playing it into CDM, Twanzebe can pick up the ball, and we know his ball distribution is quite good. He receives the ball well, controls on the ball. Okay, very, very confident centre backs I've got right here. So this is me in the five formation. Now going forward, of course, this is where I personally, I'm going to switch these around. This is where I personally feel that because we are playing with width, Bruno has a free role to get into this 9 area here. And also, I've put McTominay in for this reason. Because McTominay, around this area, in an 8 role, can drive forward, as we know. He'll have a few opportunities to get a shot on. There'll be a lot of space created here because AWB would be wide. And if the ball's being switched left and right, teams will struggle. So they may have to go a bit of a man-to-man marking with the occasion of the few speedsters here at the back, which we know is going to be okay on the counter. Because if we are getting countered, you can look at buying Twanzebe to cover. And also Dean Henderson as a sweeper keeper, okay? So with that being said, could this be a potential opportunity for us to work the ball? Now I'm looking on an attacking sense. Have we got many ball carriers? I very much doubt it. Are they all based on an individual brilliance in terms of what they can do on the ball, but not off the ball? I'd say yes. But if you think we're starting with a 5, we're clearly going to look to counter. Get the ball back quickly and move it over, which means that's perfect for people like Rashford. And it's perfect for people like McTominay, who loves to carry the ball and hopefully either get a shot off or get into those nice little areas. So we can see an open game with a little bit of cover at the back. Okay. Now, okay, remember when I said if we're going down the left-hand side, AWB probably wouldn't be that high. And we can say that Rashford will be further out on the right, which will give license for McTominay and Bruno to ultimately do a little mini pivot within that little 10 area. Okay. So let me know what you think of this the 5 formation. If there's any players that you would change, I know I'm going to change Daniel James, and I do want to get onto Daniel James, but let me know if you think about this formation, what you really feel this would benefit, if we could benefit from that, based on what I said. I'm not a coach, of course, but just based on attributes of what I see, I feel this formation with a 5 isn't as bad as people may make out, depending if Maguire, buying Twanzebe are playing, because you've got the chance to get out and go and attack. Okay, so there we go. Dan James on the swing. That was for you, my guy. That was for Kyle Lewis. Kyle Lewis says McTominay carries the ball so well and then passes sideways and backwards, and then I'm like, what was the point of all of that burst of pace? Exactly. And I think, you know, even if I was to change Fred for a Van de Beek, I still think it would be okay. Just for the simple fact of Maguire coming in and closing down quite, well, not quick because he's quite slow in it, but closing down quite quick. I feel like that would be absolutely perfect, in my opinion, with Van de Beek just holding there. Because he's got the ball quick out of his feet. He can move it down. McTominay doesn't really have to do much more than hopefully get on the end of a goal, because that's ultimately what he's done this season, score goals. So, yeah, that's me in a 5 formation. Let me know what you think about the 4-5-1 or can call it 4-5. I would say 4-5-1. Sorry, 5-3-2. Let me know about that. Liverpool are currently losing to Fulham. You know what? I need to get the game up still. I'm gonna get the game up whilst I'm doing this because Fulham are just sending us into a massive frenzy right now, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Who was the goal scorer? Let me know. I am missing out on a bit of banter for Liverpool and Fulham at the moment. Right, let me see this. So, going to get into 3 more formations. We've got the 4-4-2. We've got the 4-1-2-1-2, which is ultimately the diamond, 4-4-2 diamond. And also, Ollie's preferred formation for the back end of last season, the 4-3-3, which in my opinion, I feel we need to get back around doing. Let me know in the comments which one you'd like me to go with next, either the 4-4-2 diamond or 4-4-2 flat. Let me know. Let me whack this over here. I'll give you 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I see absolutely no comments. We're going to go into the 4-4-2 diamond. Okay, one of my favorite formations that I've seen us play, I'd say mid-season in the Champions League especially. Playing that one with the diamond, for me, it just looked so like we had all the space and time in the world. And I do believe at one point, Ollie was actually trying to use it a few times, but then he kind of went away from it, which is a bit disappointing. Very, very disappointing. But we're here. 4-1-2-1-2. Now, let's get AWB back in this game. AWB. Perfection. Going to stick with Bailly and Maguire on this one. Look, why am I chatting a load of rubbish? Tonzabi. CDM role. Now, this is an issue for me. However, in this formation, I'm always going to go Matic. Because all he will have to do genuinely is literally just coast here in this formation, as we've seen when he's collecting the ball, moving left to right, nice and easy. Now we need energy one side, so I'm always going to go with Fred. But at the same time, I'm definitely going to go with Pogba. Bruno. I'm going to go Martial. What am I doing? Sorry, apologies. I'm going to go Martial and also... This might surprise you. I'm going to go with Big G. Greenwood. So far on the diamond, this will be my diamond. Let me know what you'd think. Up to you, Nays. You appreciate that. So Lamina scored. I love that. So Ollie played a diamond versus City in our 2 games against them this season. Was it an actual diamond? Because I didn't really see that shape, but to be fair, I didn't actually do much get my words out. I didn't do much analysis on that game. I was so gassed when we actually beat them. I wasn't too arsed, especially when Scott McTominay put that in the back of the net. That first game that we beat him, flipping sick. So yeah, 4-2-3-1. The only reason I'm putting Fred here and not in the CDM role, because 1, I don't believe he's a CDM, but 2, I'm always trying to at least cover for Bissaka on the wings. Now, if you're playing that narrow, I've always said your fullbacks have to be brilliant doing this. I just don't feel AWB right now is that guy. So the reason I put Fred there is because we know energy and his tenacity in this little hole will give Bissaka a lot of room to breathe. However, his passing range isn't great, which is why having a Matic there, who's got better passing range. I know he didn't show it against Palace, it was poor. However, he's got better passing range, would help in that little area here, okay? It just covers up people's weaknesses get covered by each other there. And Pogba, we know, is dominant in his ones in that hole. So him being there with Luke Shaw bombing down, I can see balls going over the top perfectly. Martial coming in to play here, which will allow Bruno, as we've seen when he played 4-4-2, he does like to get into this position here, sort of cam, if the opportunity arises, which would be absolutely perfect. So the left side, as always at United, is a lot stronger than our right. So the diamonds, the positives of it is in terms of a shape against the team that does like to press quite high. Most teams, bar Liverpool, of course, most teams have a strong midfield. Top teams have a strong midfield when they are attacking and pressing, and two forwards ultimately that are quick as hell, strong like an ox. Now, this formation, as you can see, can literally isolate, in my opinion, any midfield. However, it calls for teams to work as a unit as opposed to individuals. If you're trying to press, if Pogba's trying to press here, and Matic is covering here, Fred needs to be doing this at the same time, even if there's a guy over here. This has to be the case. Because at times, if it's not, spaces just, they literally fill up here. And then you're then chasing the ball here. But by that time, CDM's in this position. Luke Shaw's obviously trying to cover over this side. There's a lot of space that are just going to keep happening around there. You have to move in a unit when it comes to being a 4-1-2-1-2 diamond. Has to be a unit. It's one of the most difficult formations to hold down in a team, and I feel that's why so many teams don't play it. But when we saw against PSG especially, I mean, I'm always going to say that's the first time I properly saw it. I think it was PSG or Leipzig. When I saw them do that diamond, I remember the hype of that shape and that team. They were like, this is the formation going forward. This is what it is. Do we even need a right winger? I remember all these things being said, 100%. And people only said that because they managed to work it in such a great way. And this was the kind of thing where people saying, oh, he's got no tactics. But clearly he was showing that he has got them. And, you know, it looked like something we could progress with. But he's kind of gone away from this now. And for whatever reason, I can't pin it. So let me know in the comments if you think you know why. But for me, I can't really see why he's gone away from this formation. I think based on who we have at the moment in terms of players, I feel this would be the better shout, or at least the better system to work around collectively as a unit to get some form of pattern of movement to the ball, some form of progression of the ball. I feel this would help so much more, without a doubt. Against any team as well, against any team, if it's high press, whether it's a low block. See, if it was a low block, I know these five here will be a lot higher. WB and Luke Shaw just filling in the left mid and right mid positions as well, with occasionally Matic holding that mid line there. So it's, to me, the 4-4-2 diamond is one of the best diamonds. It's one of the best formations you can have because it just offers so much more collective football play. And by collective, I mean, you know, like the intricacies between the team being able to move the ball. It looks so good and strong, but you have to be disciplined. And is our team disciplined enough to play this formation? That is the big, big question. I dare say it is. I dare say it is our best formation, but it is what it is. Quickly onto our 4-4-2. Just before we go in there, I don't know if you guys like that formation in terms of the diamonds, but for me, I just think it works so much better. Now, 4-4-2. In the pivot, I would 100%, obviously, I'm going to put Maguire back in there. Without a doubt, Maguire has to be in this team for 4-4-2 for many reasons. Obviously, in terms of the aerial threat over the top, it's going to be necessary. So he's going to need a lot of balls being won in front of, in the air, if balls do come over the top. And sometimes our midfielders, if they're not careful, they can get a little bit too high and get exposed just behind. And once you're behind in midfield, we already know it's quite difficult. So in midfield, I'm going to go with... what am I doing? Keep Matic, sorry. Keep Matic. There we are. I'm going to put Pogba back over there. On the right, I'm going to go Dan James. Based on his current form as well at the moment, it would not be a bad shot having Dan James there because he gets to stay a little bit wider most of the time. I'm also going to go with Bruno as a false 9. I'm going to go Martial and also in the 9 here. And I am going to put Rashford, because I know a lot of you guys spoke about the confidence that Rashford and Luke Shaw bring on that left side. At the moment, to me, they're impeccable. Now, a 4-4-2 of that nature, would work absolutely perfectly for me. I feel this is the formation, not so much the players. If it was for me, and I'll be honest, if it was for me, Maguire and Bitwanze being Baye for me in an ideal world. But at this moment in time, I do need. I'm going to put De Gea in there. At this moment in time, I do need a Maguire in that situation, just because I feel like if we do get hit in behind, we're going to need some form of, from set pieces especially, corners being given. I'm going to go De Gea in goal as well. De Gea in goal for me, just because his reactionary saves, his ball distribution is much better. We need it in a 4-4-2 because it is a lot more. It's a lot more structured. So De Gea will probably have a lot less to do. So when he does have the ball, we need that distribution quite nice out of his feet when he's kicking the ball quite long. But yes, AWB, ultimately, if you've got wingers such as Dan James here, I don't really see AWB going further than that. If anything, he's probably going to go inside with the passes. And if I'm honest, 4-4-2 with wing players like that look absolutely immense. Because the press that you can do in a 4-4-2, if you're able to press in a 4-4-2, it will look a little bit something like this. And if you think of most teams, they have two centre-backs, obviously your wing-backs here. Wing-backs will not know what to do. So when you think about Liverpool, yeah, let's take Liverpool. Let's just take Neji, should we try Bruno as a false nine? This is exactly what I was going to try. So in a 4-4-2, Bruno in a false nine would be my preference in a 4-4-2. Because he just looks so comfortable in and around the box. He actually looks more comfortable than most of our strikers, which is weird. But if you've got wing backs, they won't know whether to either drop back and protect this speed here from Dan James and Rashford, or whether to sit right in the middle, which will give AWB a one-on-one man marking job and also Luke Shaw man marking job. However, if that is the case in their left wing backs there, that leaves a lot of space for your wingers to get right in behind. So on a press, if they've got the ball, Rashford's pressing the wing back, so he'll probably run there. Pressing the wing back right there, that's probably going to force him to go backwards because more or less it's going to be a 2-on-1 here all the time. So if you've got a Liverpool like a Robinson, as we know, Trent Arnold's absolutely trash in terms of defensively. Positionally, he's always going to try and go forward. Bissaka will deal with him. With Robertson all day. Luke Shaw, I've got no doubt Luke Shaw could deal with Trent Arnold. No problem. That would free up so much more space. Matic in the whole distribution. One ball over the top against those teams. I mean, you've then got a Bruno in this killer position. A Martial dropping in a false nine because these two can pivot. I feel these two can pivot and play a 9. That would be my opinion. But I feel with this kind of lineup against Liverpool are asking for absolute trouble. And this isn't just any Liverpool. I mean a Liverpool that's in form with the Van Dijk and everything else. They're asking for trouble and press. 4-4-2s are very hard to break down. They're very solid. And if I look at the spine, I always talk about spine in a 4-4-2. Maguire, Baye, Pogba, Matic, Martial, and Bruno. That is not a bad spine in terms of getting the ball going from straight defense to nice ball progression here from Pogba and Matic into Bruno, into Martial. We know Bruno's got a killer pass as well as a false nine. So we can find these guys. Ultimately, Rashford won't have to do much of a job getting back because we know Rashford struggles to get back. We've seen it many, many times. So if Rashford is playing in that position, he can stay on the last man. And that last man means he can literally just stay behind their wing back. Or he'll end up start pushing their wing backs more, which means we can go into this position. Well, Luke Shaw starts bombing on a little bit more. Bissaka's a little bit higher. Pogba even higher. Bruno floating here and here. This is quite dangerous if you've got players that can handle the ball well. Now, my issue with this is Martial's a direct player. Rashford's a very, very direct player. Dan James, pretty much the same. His end product isn't great. So if you haven't got ball players in terms of IQ who can pass the ball 1-2s, it's very, very, very difficult. So if Dan James wasn't playing there, I would honestly and really and truly, I'd play Diallo. He's a lot more creative on that side. He's quick, he's decisive, and can feed Martial. Luke Shaw will compensate for Rashford's lack of crossing ability or creativity. So I know from both wings now, Martial's got no excuse to be in this area here at all. Bruno is a false 9, just on the edge of the area. still making the balls passing wide here and here. And, behind Bruno, you've got a Pogba and a Matic who still show up the ball when they've got it. So in a 4-4-2, moving forward, it isn't that bad. And it is definitely my preferred formation. However, I do want to get onto the last formation. I don't think we've got a bit of time, so I do apologise if we are a little bit out of time, but I'm just going to drop this back quite quickly. I am going to get straight into Manchester City's lineup, Man United's Manchester City lineup. I haven't seen it yet because I've been doing this stream for you guys. I'm dreading it because some of you guys' comments that I've seen so far have been, yeah, man, not they ain't filled me with confidence, put it that way. They have not filled me with confidence, so yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. I've got an idea of what's going to happen, I'll be honest. Probably starting Victoria, Linda, and probably Aunt Maggie together again, I'm assuming. Let's do it. Sufyan, big up yourself, bro. Just seeing the official team. Lindelof, Maguire starts. Oh, Martial's in the game. I like that. That's not bad. Martial's going to help when we've got the ball at the feet. Yeah, that boys. You know better than me. Do you know what I mean? You know better than me. So let's try to keep it positive. I've got 10 minutes. Let's try and keep it positive. Now we'll be back for the game after. Last formation I'm going to go with. It's going to be the 4-3-3. Now this is the formation that we saw got us to third last season. It worked incredibly well. I'm going to explain my opinion of why I feel it worked incredibly well. Now, don't get me wrong. I know we've had injuries, but remember this formation as we've got it. I know Greenwood played there, and he had an absolute blinder for what it was. So, 4-3-3. This is, I know 4-4-2 is my preferred formation for what team we have right now, but as it stands, this has always been my favorite formation. Oh wow! Oh, I can't not skip these guys. Dan James also starts. Edison Bailly strikes again. 3 injuries and 1 suspension in 5. Yeah, well. Big up Ed Woodward, you absolute fussy hole. You basically bought Cavani. I think it's a big marquee signing. Get everyone gassed, and this is what we thought would happen. So, yeah, man. If you're trying to blame Ollie for that out there, if you guys out there trying to blame Ollie for that, wasn't his signing. I'll be honest. I dare say Van der Beek was his signing as well. Again, board's incompetent. Shits over on managers. Imagine Nagelsmann comes in, or another manager comes in and goes, yeah, man, I need this player, this player, this player, this player. You've got the capabilities to do it. I know you've got the finances to do it. Don't bullshit me. I need this player. And we're still stuck here with a Lindelof and a Maguire trying to play Nagelsmann football dead quick. It just doesn't work, does it? You know what I mean? So, big up the board. You're an absolute waste of space. You're a waste of skin. Glazers out. Ed Woodward out. Matt Judge out. Get out my team, man. I ain't got time for yous. Well, let's keep it positive, guys. Thank you for sticking with me as well. Make sure you go like, share, and subscribe. For me, 4-3-3, this formation was so perfect. And I saw a lot of people questioning why it was that Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood did so well last season. But this season, it just hasn't worked out. And I'll come down to one thing. Creativity. We played with one CDM. Yeah, we played with one CDM. So we were actually able, because at the moment we're playing with 2. So we're sacrificing that balance from getting the ball from here to here. Now, Matic played really, really well last season. We all appreciated him. Remember that volley he played over to Greenwood. Greenwood played it over to Bruno, and we finished it. That was a classic United counter-attacking goal. All these guys, and this is the funny thing, they aren't all creatives. Martial's probably our most creative, but these guys aren't all creative. But what actually happened was the service behind them allowed for these guys to make individual runs where Bruno would be able to find them. And if not, Pogba would be able to find them. The creativity behind was incredible. So we were outscoring teams, although we were conceding, we were outscoring teams. And the issue then relied on, and this is the biggest issue. I was going to replace his name. Lindelof. The issue was always Maguire Lindelof. Now, a lot of people were like, you know what? We've had the best defensive record in Europe in the top 5 European leagues based on stats. I saw these mistakes last season, time in, time out. I feel we got lucky based on our defenders. We got absolutely lucky based on our defenders. because they were absolutely making so many horrible mistakes, Maguire included. So let's say Ollie, at the time when he finished third, actually went, you know what? If you got me a Sancho here, and you got me a better CDM, and you got me the left-sided centre-back that I needed, because remember, it was a left-sided centre-back. If you'd have got that, I can rest assured and have full faith in the fact that I don't feel we would have conceded as many as we did last season. Because individually, they were much, much better. We looked more of a unit, we looked more compact in terms of defending, but when we went on the break on the counter-attack, it looked fluent, and that is the biggest issue we've got at the moment. We don't look fluent. We look in balance right now. Now, I know if you just joined, I know Sancho isn't in our team, but this is what I feel Ollie was aiming for last season. Another striker, of course. I know flipping Cavani came in, but you can see already, you can build a team. That's even a CDM, another CDM. Let's just, I don't know. Let's go Ndidi, because I know we could have potentially got him. Could have even got Kante, to be fair, because he wasn't being playing. But if you look at this team, it's balanced in terms of the way we can progress the ball forward. Defensively, we're not great. But I know if you've got a centre-back pairing that have confidence on the ball, if it was a Baye, if it was a Twanzebe, rest assured, if anything danger is going to be there, you can trust Baye to deal with it. And you can also trust Twanzebe to deal with it. Maguire, not so much. He was terrible during that last period of the season. He's the reason, in my opinion, he was always out of position, didn't know where the ball was, really struggled with the balls coming across the low block, and probably the reason why we didn't progress further in the Europa League, because he was absolutely shambles. And people said, well, we've kept so many clean sheets with the best defensive record in Europe, and people were going, huh? Are we actually? Because they know that what they've seen doesn't really kind of equal to what's been happening. So 4-3-3 for me is the best formation we could probably ever aspire to, and what Ollie should be aspiring to. But with a board that we have, it's very, very, very difficult. So for me, I don't know what formation I would like to see moving for the end of the season. I do feel a 4-4-2 would be a good try, but ultimately, guys, it's sorry, so you can see my eyes. Sorry, all the lighting. Ultimately, guys, I feel it's quite difficult for Ollie to have a team that's so full of individuals in a system that's going to work. He's always going to stick with his 4-2-3-1. I think that will be the detriment of him by not playing certain players. And as we've seen today, we've got a Lindelof back and a Maguire. I do believe Eric Bailly has been injured, so that's probably why he's not played. I hope that's the reason. But I'm just going to get some of your comments, guys, before I finish off. So I need to get ready for the City game, which I will be streaming live. So I'll be ready. I'll have my United shirt on. I'll be ready, man. I'll be with you guys. And hopefully we can enjoy, at least get a goal on one of my streams, man. Like my watch-alongs they deserve, let's be honest. My watch-alongs deserve minimum a goal. So we're going to get it, man. Let's go here. Another comment when you're ready to show. Edison, but I've done that one already. Sorry. Sufyan says, proof that all Ed did was watch 2015 highlights of Cavani and decide that that's what we needed. Panic buy FC. Yeah, always the case, man. You name a season where he hasn't panic bought. It says everything you need to know. Donny's still injured, by the way. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. I did hear about that, to be fair, earlier this morning, that he may still be out. Sancho individual brilliance would have won us a few more games. Also, if VDP out, could only go more attacking. I don't really think he can afford to go more attacking, brother. I'll be honest, and it's a great point you make. I don't think we can go more attacking just because, one, we haven't got the ability to attack in patterns in a positive way. It's always a risk when we attack because it's based on an individual's idea and thought process. So if they get the thought right, then wicked, we look like we've had a great chance. If you get it wrong, it's just a negative feel, you know. If Rashford's running into 3-man, that sends a ripple of negative energy through the whole team and fans watching. If Rashford takes on a man, it's like, oh, go on then, mate. Hopefully you can still get it. Go on. Mate, even misses a shot, gets it in, scores a worldie, whatever. It's up and down, and it's quite difficult for us at the moment to have players like that. We just need a balance in the team, and I'm hoping Ollie gets it right and can start picking better. But I'll be honest, guys, I can't see him getting any better. I feel like he's shown he's reached his ceiling because he's so stubborn with the choices he's picking. Today we can give him a handoff because obviously as people are saying, Bayer's injured, Van der Beek's injured, so who else can he play? Can't really fault him for his team selection, but moving forward, he's got to do better, guys, man. Got to do so much better. Let me know just before in the comments, before I finish up, what you think our best formation is going forward. I do hope you like the stream. I'm sorry it was a little bit up and down in terms of names and stuff. I know there's many formations that we've been playing that I tried to get through in such a short space of time and give you enough content about my opinions, as you guys did ask me to do that. So I do appreciate it, man. I hope it's been okay, man. But just going to leave the stream with some quality news from Cliff. Big up yourself. Liverpool are still losing. We love to see it. And we love to see it some more. And it still says Liverpool are losing. Love it, mate. Absolutely love it. So, yeah. I've been Sunshine47. Thank you so much for getting me over 50 subscribers. Remember, guys, 100 subscribers, I will be giving some Manchester United merch giveaway. You can see I've got more than enough behind me. So I've got some stuff to give out away. I've been doing a little competition for that as well, man, which would be flipping sick. So I hope one of you regulars actually manage to pick up the merch and I can send it over to you, depending if you are in the UK. If you are, I do hope you're in the UK. Yeah, we'll make it happen, man. But I really appreciate you guys, man. I will be doing a watch along against Manchester City. I know you've seen the thumbnail. If you were here at the start, the thumbnail looks sick, looks banging. So I will be putting that up on Twitter very, very shortly. Screenshot the thumbnail and yeah, man, use it if needs be. Let's be honest, Man City have only been relevant since 2008. Do you know what I mean? Oil City, that's what they are, man. I feel we can go get a win today, but I am going to go 2-2. I haven't seen the lineup yet, which I'm dreading. So let me end this stream. Let me get gone. Go get yourselves ready for the game. I will be having a few Harry Balls ready. Yeah, man. I'm nervous. I'm nervous as always as every game. But guys, I appreciate you. I love you, man. Support the team. That's my hashtag. If you ever see me do this, that's my hashtag, man. It's probably outdated, but I don't care, man. So hashtag support the team, man. Go like, share, subscribe. I've been Sunshine47. And you guys are legends, man. I love you, man. See you on Twitter. See you on the watch along. Man City 4:15. Be there. Peace.